no matter the location. From O-A-K-L-A to L-V, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, hosted by Mitchell Renz here at Chat Sports, the #1 most watched Raiders channel on YouTube, and that's because of the nation. What's going to be on today's video? We're going to talk about the latest news and rumors, and yes, we will take a deep dive into Deshaun Watson. One of the biggest reasons why I wanted to be able to make this show is because when you see crazy NFL news and rumors, I wanted to be able to give my opinion on it, and I wanted to tell you how it could potentially impact the Raiders. So that's coming up, and at the end, NFL playoffs. I'm going to let you know which games I'm going to be betting on and which games y'all need to be betting on, so make sure you're not going anywhere. All right, let's kick it off here. We're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. Does he want to be traded? I'm going to give this one two Chucky heads. People are talking. There's a part of me that knows that Watson really wants to be successful with the Texans, but then there's another part of me that wonders, he's seen how much of a dumpster fire this organization has been just the last year, trading away his main man, DeAndre Hopkins, how they have no picks in the first or second round in 2021, and yes, they just gave him a boatload of money, but he has to honestly be sitting there looking himself in the mirror and like, is this really where I want to stand? That's why we're talking about it on today's show. But where all these rumors started popping up was there was a report that Nick Cassero was going to join the Houston Texans. This one came back on Monday. He is now the new GM. He is the third highest paid GM in NFL history, which led to a very interesting tweet by Deshaun Watson, which, by the way, the tweet by Watson has now been deleted. And anytime you delete a tweet, I don't know, it's got to be a little bit guilty. So this is what it was, January 5th, 2021 at 10:59 p.m. Some things never change. This just screams to me that he is frustrated with the Houston Texans, that he's frustrated with the organization. Does that mean that he's going to get traded? Well, you guys are going to have to check it out here. If you ever want to hit me up on Twitter, you can always hit me up at MitchellRenz365. All right, let's go to the next story here, which again is going to end up being around Deshaun Watson. But first, again, I'll tell you this, I'd be shocked. I would be absolutely shocked if Deshaun Watson did end up getting moved from Houston. I mean, when you really think about it, when you're looking at all the different things, there's no way that they're going to move on from literally their franchise guy. If it happens, I'll be astonished. But I will say this, I guess we've seen crazier things in Houston. Am I right? So what do you think? Should the Raiders go out and trade for Watson? I want you to give me a Y for yes, or I want you to type N for no. I know there's going to be a lot of new people that come across this video. This is what the Raiders Report's about. If you don't like having tough conversations, go to another YouTube channel, because I want people that want to have honest, good conversations here. And speaking of that, we are the #1 most watched Raiders channel on YouTube for a reason. We provide free videos the entire offseason. If you want to talk about crazy trades, we got you. Off-season stuff, we got you. Free agency, the draft, all of it. Make sure you hit that big red button that says subscribe. All right, continuing our Deshaun Watson conversation here. Is he better than Derek Carr? I've seen a lot of people out there actually that y'all listen to on Raiders Twitter that say, no, Derek Carr's better. Sorry, it's just not the truth. Watson is a better quarterback than Derek, and that's not ripping on DC whatsoever. That's just realizing that Deshaun Watson is one of the best in the business. Now, here are their 2020 stats. I know a lot of y'all hyped up DC coming off a career year. Watson led the league in passing yards, had a better touchdown-to-interception ratio. Rushing yards, it's not even close. And the fumbles, it's not even close. Deshaun Watson is one of the best quarterbacks in all of football, and I would absolutely love him to have him on my team. So you know what? I know a lot of y'all are always going to defend Derek because he's the Raiders quarterback, and that's fine. But I am going to make this the pinned comment on today's video, and I want you to be honest with me. Who's the better quarterback? If you think it's Derek Carr, type DC. If you think it's Deshaun Watson, I want you to type DW. So this is probably the main reason why you guys came across this video, right? You're like, all right, Mitch, what are the chances the Raiders could actually go out and trade for Deshaun Watson? I'm going to let you know right after I tell you about today's sponsor, Panda Subs. My good friend Mirbad, he owns Panda Subs. He's a diehard Raider fan, and he's hooking y'all up with a 40% off promo code. If you go to pandasubs.com, use code RaiderNation. You want some high-quality protein? 30 grams per protein per scoop. 30 grams per scoop. That's insane. Now, one of my favorite products, their Fat Burner. If you're trying to lose a few pounds, as you can see, I'm stretching out this t-shirt a little bit. You can go to pandasubs.com, use code RaiderNation. For all you gamers out there, maybe you're trying to stay up late for a test or you're in school, Nootropics is by far my favorite product. Ditch the coffee. You will stay a lot more. This is basically like Protein is basically like stuff for your brain. It's going to make it work. It's going to make it work at a high level. PandaSubs.com. Use code RaiderNation to save 40%. All right, so are the Raiders going to go out and trade for Deshaun Watson? No. Zero Chucky heads. Tuck rule, tuck that. I'm sorry, y'all. There's just no way that it's going to end up happening. The Texans, they're not going to trade him. I mean, I think there's a bigger chance that I walk outside my door and get punched in the face by Bigfoot than the Texans moving on from Watson. The Raiders are happy with Carr, and the other part of that is this. If you trade for Watson, the amount of draft capital that the Raiders would have to give up, it's stupid, the amount. Like, it is mind-blowing the amount of draft capital that it would cost to go up and get a guy like Deshaun Watson. Now, how about this, though? I'll tell you. When I think about a mobile quarterback, if you want to put all the best qualities of Derek and all the best qualities of Marcus Mariota, put them into one, you have a lesser version of Deshaun Watson. He is a top 4 quarterback that I would want to build my team around him. I would love to have him. If Watson wanted to call up John Gruden, Mike Mayock, and say, you know what? I'm willing to come to Las Vegas. I'm willing to be a Raider, and for cheaper, they would probably do it. That just ain't going to happen because Houston's not that dumb. But here's the other problem. Watson doesn't fix the Raiders' defense. Now, would he help us win more games? Yes, he would. But Derek Carr also had a stellar season. The Raiders put up almost over 30 points per game, and you still went 8-8. The reason why I wouldn't trade for Deshaun Watson is this. You have to give up a lot of draft capital, which I would like to be able to invest in the defense. Is he a great quarterback? Yes, but unless Deshaun Watson starts playing safety, linebacker, defensive end, and can suit it up for quarterback, I'll tell you what, that's probably going to be the only way that I end up bringing him over here. So I saw a lot of trade ideas for Watson. The issue is I don't really think you guys honestly know how much it would cost. This is a realistic projection of how much it would cost the Raiders to be able to go out and get Deshaun. So the Raiders trade Derek Carr and their next 3 first-round picks. In return, the Houston Texans, they get Derek Carr, we get Deshaun Watson. If you think I'm crazy for this, you can yell at me on Instagram, at Twitter, at MitchellRent365. But this is how much it would cost the Raiders to be able to go out and trade for Deshaun Watson. And like I've said, I've seen a lot of people throw out their trade ideas. No, this is how much it's going to cost. So, what do we do here at the Raiders Report? We ask the hard questions. Would you make this trade? Why for yes and for no? Let me go down there in the comment section. I'm curious. I would love to know what you guys have to say about this one. All right, y'all. So today's a very special day for me and in my heart. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but today's actually my mother's birthday. So shout out to my mom. I love you very much. I want to wish you a happy, happy birthday. She does rep the Raiders stuff that I bought her, which I love seeing. Now, she'd probably kill me for posting this picture, so how about this one? This is one of my favorite pictures of my mom. So I want everyone down in the comments to say hi, Mom, or happy birthday. Send her some love because I know 2020 was a pretty tough year for her. She couldn't see me probably as much as she wanted. I'm hoping I can see her very, very soon. Mom, you know I love you. Happy birthday. And if you guys want to guess her age in the comments, please, I would absolutely love that. All right, let's talk about Josh Jacobs now. Is my dude Josh lucky? Hell frickin' yeah, he is. For Chucky heads, believe it, baby. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, maybe you're not subscribed. Maybe you live underneath a rock. But Josh was in a pretty wicked accident after, unfortunately, I think having a few drinks. Now, he hasn't been charged with anything. He has an appeal, which is set for March 8th. So I don't really want to go into detail of exactly what could happen. I personally think that Jacobs is going to face some sort of punishment after a single car accident. The good news is this. I know Josh is a good dude, and all I hope is that he learns from what happened, because when I saw the picture of his mugshot released, here you go, I said this. I'm like, he is lucky that not only he's okay, but he didn't injure anybody else. I'm not a doctor, but I would say that his head took most of the brunt of this accident. Josh, I know you're young. You got a bright future ahead. I know a lot of people have been kind of probably saying things that maybe they shouldn't have to you. All I want you to know is this. Raider Nation does have your back. Learn from it. Continue to grow. And if you need to, drive, just call an Uber, dude. Just call an Uber. So I am glad, though, that nobody was injured. There's no doubt about that. I also want to bring this up. I lost a really good friend of mine when I was a little bit younger to a DUI. Seriously, y'all, call Uber. That's what it's there for. Lyft, all these other programs are have somebody pick you up. There's no reason to drink under the influence of alcohol or anything else. There's so many things that we can do, but I am glad that nobody was injured. Let's talk about Trent Brown now. Is it time to cut TB? It's 3 chalky heads, and it's pretty likely. Now, how about this? If you can trade him, you do that. Because if you can get something in return, absolutely. Do a lot of people want Trent Brown's talent? Sure. But I don't really think anybody's willing to pay Trent Brown $14 million. So for the Raiders, if you don't trade him, cut him, you save the $14 million, invest that into your defense. But the biggest problem that I've always had with Brown is he's never shown that he honestly wants to be a Raider. And he's gotten soft. And I mean, you want to just show proof that this man has gotten soft? Here is a picture of Trent Brown right before he signed his contract with the Raiders. You see that guy wearing 77? He looks like he's in pretty damn good shape. How about this? This is after he signed the contract. I mean, that's a big difference. I don't really like to weight shame people, but when your job is to stay in shape and you can make millions of dollars doing it, I don't feel as bad doing it. Trent Brown made $76,241 per snap this season. Yeah, $76,241 per snap this season. In a year of 2020, when this is what we get. I don't know, man. I'm ready to move on from Trent Brown. I don't think I want any part of him on this team anymore. But hey, let me know. He's an unbelievable right tackle when he's on the field. But if you're never on the field, what does it actually matter? And even when you are on the field, sometimes you haven't been as good as what you've been. He was an average tackle this year. That might surprise a lot of people, but he was an average right tackle. Type C for cut, type K for keep, should the Raiders end up cutting Trent Brown. Today's other sponsor is BetUS, and we got the best deal on the internet for y'all. Chatsports.com/Raiders. Promo code Raiders125 gets you 125% deposit bonus. I am betting on every single Saturday and Sunday game this week. And honestly, I hope y'all do too. I got the Buffalo Bills, Seahawks, and I'm actually going to go with the Washington football team winning on Saturday. On Sunday, give me the Titans, the Saints, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you want to bet on all 3 of these games, go to chatsports.com/Raiders, and remember to use that promo code Raiders125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. If you want to email me your picks, I'll make you guys a deal. I will look at them. Maybe you can sway some of my opinion as well. Email me, Raiders@chatsports.com, and I can get you guys set up. But seriously, send me your picks. I'm curious who you guys are picking. All I care about, honestly, as long as it's not Chiefs versus Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, I'm going to be a happy, happy guy. All right, let's go to the last thing that we're going to talk about here. Henry Ruggs. Was he the biggest disappointment for the Raiders in 2020? This one for me is only 1 chalky head, and I do believe that it is a small shred of truth. I saw an article from Bleacher Report that said that Henry Ruggs was the Raiders' biggest disappointment this year. And was he a disappointment? Yes. Could you make the argument he was the biggest disappointment on offense? Sure. I'd actually probably put Trent Brown ahead of him just due to money. The other thing is this. I'm going to go with Cory Littleton. There was no other player that I was more excited about in free agency that the Raiders went out and got than Littleton. He was supposed to transform our defense. And even though our offense wasn't as good as what it could have been with Ruggs, our defense was historically bad. This is the worst Raiders defense of all time. So the biggest disappointment was Cory Littleton. But I have a lot of confidence in Littleton, and I think it's one of the biggest reasons why you see the Raiders going out and looking at coaches like a Joe Barry, like a coach like Gus Bradley, because they know that they can get the most out of these linebackers. And when you have Nick Kwiatkowski, Cory Littleton, that's supposed to be the center of your defense. So fingers crossed, Cory Littleton can get it together. Now, before I leave you all, one more time, one more question. Who was the biggest disappointment this season? If you think it was Henry Ruggs, type HR. Maybe you're on my boat and you're going to type CL for Cory Littleton. If you think it's somebody totally different, I want you to comment their name below. If you made it this far in the video and you have anything else you want to bring up with me, always hit me up on Instagram. I'm at MitchellRens365.